Hey you guys, welcome to a little Monday sit down video. I asked you guys what you wanted to see in this video, and I asked for questions on Instagram, and I got some, but I got a lot, or like a chunk about homeschooling that I just kind of wanted to touch on. It has been a little while since we've talked about homeschooling, so I figured I would talk about that now. I'm sorry if you can hear that rattling in the background. I might have to go stop that. That's just my rice cooking. And the pot to my favorite rice pot, or the lid to my favorite rice pot rattles. One second. Okay, so I am in the middle of cooking dinner tonight. This video is coming to you on the same night, just a couple of hours later. I was gonna film this a little bit earlier, but the time just slipped away from me. Today was just, Mondays are sometimes long homeschool days, speaking of homeschooling, so it's kind of just how that one went today. So here we are, right before dinner. Okay, so some of the things I wanted to touch base on. Somebody asked if we were still unschooling, and I've definitely addressed this in videos, and if you watch regularly, then you probably know that I am not unschooling anymore. We were unschooling. We kind of went from unschool into what we do now. It was sort of on the way. I tried out a lot of different things with our kids. Hi, bud. Okay. I tried out a lot of different things with the kids, and we were like Montessori, and then we tried Waldorf, and we did the whole unschool thing, and we tried it with a curriculum, and we tried a lot of different methods, and we just kind of found our way to what works best for us that way. It's not that I have anything against unschooling or anything like that. I think it's really cool. There's a lot of unschooling ideas that I really like, and in a way we are sort of unschooly inspired. My last homeschool video, and I will link that below for you guys, I really go through the method we use. We use a method and a rhythm instead of a curriculum, and I pull from a lot of different areas. So we take bits we like from Charlotte Mason, we take bits we like from Waldorf. This year I found that we've been a lot in this school year. We have been pretty Waldorf heavy in our inspiration, and I think that's just kind of where we've naturally evolved, is very Waldorf inspired in a lot of areas, but then we also stick to kind of curriculum-y in some areas, and I take bits from everywhere. So yeah, it's not that we didn't like unschooling, or I didn't like unschooling. I just felt that I wasn't organized enough for unschooling. I need a rhythm in my life to be able to maintain continuous learning. When we were unschooling, I found that I let too many things slide. Oh, we'll do this later. And honestly, I was really lazy about it, and it made me lazy in that way. Like, it just didn't work for our lifestyle, and it didn't work for what we do. I need some form of structure, which is why a rhythm works really well for us. For those of you who are really learning about all of these different methods of schooling, and there's so many and it's so overwhelming, when I say rhythm, I just mean we created our own sort of routine for schooling, and I need that little bit of structure and routine. So we don't use a curriculum. We pull from technically we do pull from like the Canadian curriculum for our main subjects just a little bit, just to make sure that the kids are kind of learning what they should be learning. And it's only so that one day, if they choose to go to public school, or they want a career that's going to require them to do university education or something like that, I'm just making sure they're on track and they will be able to kind of thrive in that environment as well if needed. So it's kind of just a backup plan for them and for our schooling. With that being said, back to what a rhythm is, it's just, I just needed some scheduling in my life. I can't just have the day before us, because I get busy with too many other things. So I definitely need a sectioned out time for us to focus on school, but in that unschooly way, we are definitely always learning, and we're always taking opportunities to learn. We're unschool inspired still a little bit in ways. I definitely use some different things for learning opportunities. Like, there's a ton of games that are learning, and you know, so we're not unschooling anymore, but I have nothing against unschooling. It just didn't work for us. But I like a lot of things about unschooling, and I definitely take a little bit of that into what we do now. And I got some more questions about like how our homeschool has evolved over the years, and I think I've kind of touched on that a little bit. So definitely we went from very unschooly. We tried doing like a preschool thing at home. I tried different curriculum when Mackenzie was quite young, like we're talking like kindergarten curriculums and stuff like that. Then when she was really little, we were very like Montessori. We were really into Montessori stuff. And then Waldorf stuff. But I don't think I didn't dive too deep into Waldorf. But Waldorf now sort of fits with our lifestyle in a sense, in a lot of ways. A lot of the art-based work and the nature-based work and nature-based inspiration, I don't know what to call that. We pull so much from that. That is just naturally how we are and who we are. So I find so much value in Waldorf, and I pull a ton of inspiration from Waldorf. So that has definitely helped us evolve, but it wasn't always that way. Like, we did the Waldorf-y thing a little bit. I dabbled in it, and then I was like, maybe this isn't for me. I don't really get it. Let's move on. Like, I liked it, but I was like, oh, this might be too much of one thing for me. And then we kind of naturally circled back around to it within the past like year, I would say, maybe year and a half. But like, especially I said, this school year has been heavily Waldorf inspired. There's a lot of things I like about Charlotte Mason, but I don't personally care for doing like strict Charlotte Mason schooling. That doesn't feel like the right fit for us and for my kids. So yeah, I don't know. Our homeschool has evolved a lot, and that's why I always say to people who are looking into homeschooling or they still have like, you know, preschool, kindergarten age kids, and they are planning to homeschool and they are homeschooling. It can get very overwhelming, and that's why I always tell people to just try whatever they like and just keep it really relaxed. And if something doesn't work, ditch it and move to something else, and just be really okay with that process, because eventually you will find your groove and you will find something that works for you. If you want to know more about exactly what we do, like what our rhythm is, I do something called the 3 things method, and or I guess that's what I call it. And I'll link to that in the description below. I go into full detail about my schedule and how I keep organized with that. And I did that last spring, I think I made that video. So, or maybe in the fall, I can't remember. But definitely go check that out. Okay, another thing people were curious about, I got a couple of these too, was Homeschool Group. And at first I was like one of my online friends was like, talk about Homeschool Group, and I was like, what about? So she elaborated for me, so I kind of, now I know kind of what to talk about in that area. If you don't know, we are part of a homeschool group. I kind of started the launch to this group. Where I live, there wasn't a formal homeschooling group, and everybody wanted one, but nobody really wanted to like put it into motion. So I was like, fine, I will put it into motion. And then when that happened, some other moms were like, I would love to help lead this. And so now I lead this homeschool group with a couple, I'm saying I because I don't want to give anybody's names or information because that's their business. But with a couple of other moms, we lead this homeschooling group now. And it started as a co-op, and then we were like, for the people that were coming, we were all very nature-based homeschoolers, or at least had a lot of interest in kind of a nature-based homeschooling experience at co-op. And so it morphed into kind of just a meet group, support for the moms, talking about all things homeschool and letting the kids hang out, and it was great. And then we realized, yes, and then we realized that we needed to do what we were good at in order to like host the group, because at first there were so many voices being like, I want to do like science projects, and I want this to be like classes, and I want this to be like nature school and forest school and blah blah blah. And then it got a lot to handle and a lot because we were trying to make it really accessible. We didn't want people to have to pay for this, blah, 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 blah. So basically we created this homeschool group that has now evolved into a nature school is what we call it. Kind of like forest school for the kids, but we have a really wide age range. So we just hang out and do nature activities, and that's like, it's kind of Waldorf inspired there too. But it also, we've expanded it up to older grades because we have teens too, like younger teens and toddlers and a whole big mix of things. And that was the other thing. When we first got together to talk about this, a lot of moms were like, I don't want there to be toddlers there. I don't want there to be this age there. And we really wanted to try and make something that was more of a homeschool support hangout, but still educational for everybody. That was very inclusive. That was really important to everybody because there was just not very much homeschool support out here. That there wasn't anywhere where we could all get together. And it's doing really, really well. We meet once a week. We have a big group of people who come regularly. We have drop-in people. It's going really, really well, and we really enjoy it. So the basics about Homeschool Group: we meet once a week. We have a very varied age range. We welcome everybody to bring their skills. Sorry, I just mixed dinner and I tasted it, and that's why I was like, we have a lot of different skill bases and skill sets. So every parent brings a lot of value to the group, which is super cool. We're a very new little baby group, but I think some people wanted to know about this because they also don't know, or they don't have like a homeschool group that really fits them in their community, and some people are definitely looking to start one. And so I guess my advice to you would be to just start one and reach out. We go through Facebook because everybody's on Facebook. I hate Facebook. That's another story. But it's a good way to like connect people. And for us, casual works really well. Sometimes we meet at somebody's house because it is cold and the kids just really need to play, and the moms just really need a supportive chat. We kind of keep our personal group a little more flexible like that. I love it because it's super, super accommodating to everybody and welcoming to everybody. We have so many different families, so many different beliefs and backgrounds and all sorts of things like that. And we just wanted, our main priority is a safe, supportive space for the kids and the parents. And as long as you have that in mind, I think you can make some really wonderful friends. The kids and I personally have made some wonderful friends in this, and we're continuing to make friends, and the connections are really, really deep. And homeschool kids are awesome. Like, it's such a big difference between like a group of public school kids and a group of homeschool kids together. It's amazing. I love it so much, and I'm really happy that this group is going, and I'm excited for the spring because that's when we're really going to start doing more activities. And like, if we want to do, sometimes we plan to do some field trips and stuff like that. But yeah, it's more like our homeschool group is educational while also supportive, so it's just kind of a good mix for us. If this has brought up any homeschooling questions for you guys, let me know. I would be happy to create another video for next week if you want to know more homeschooling things. I know this is a little bit of a quick video, and I apologize for that, but I am cooking dinner at the same time, and I don't want to burn our dinner. I know, not the best, not the most organized YouTube win, but I am one person and one mom making YouTube videos on my own and trying to get them up every day, so doing my best. Yeah, if you have any questions, if this sparked any curiosities, if you just wanted to share how your homeschooling works or how it works in your area, or if you have a homeschool group you really love, if you just want to chat, feel free to chat with me. I'm more than happy to chat with you guys. But until then, we will see you guys tomorrow. I hope you have a wonderful week. If you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up. Everybody says. Subscribe if you're not, so you see these. I am really trying to put up a video every day. My schedule works so that I film almost every day and a video goes up every day. So I have like 2 days a week where I do or like 3 days a week usually, 2 or 3 days a week, where I do kind of like sit-down-y things, and then I daily vlog in the midst of everything else. So yeah, okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye!